Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining this webinar. I have here with me Blake Conant from Financial Seminar Services. And today we are going to talk about how to increase seminar lead to appointment conversion with both LeadCenter and Financial Seminar Services. I'm very happy to introduce Blake Conant. He's the CEO of Financial Seminar Services. And I'm Mustafa Ramadan, the CEO of LeadCenter.AI. Actually, we started our relationship with the Financial Seminar Services around 2 years ago. We are very happy to see their impact on the conversion, the quality of the contact that they are sending mailer to. This is the agenda for the presentation. We'll be talking about how can you leverage Financial Seminar Services to drive more qualified attendance, strategies to attract more attendance using your website and email campaign. A lot of the advisors, they use mail houses like Financial Seminar Services to drive attendance to the seminars, but also what are other strategies that you can use to drive more attendance from your own newsletter database or your contact database. We'll talk about optimizing your event attendance workflow for better engagement, how to set up automated reminder to boost the show-up rate, as well as how to effectively use the sales pipeline to engage the seminar leads and improve the conversion. We'll show you at the end the reporting tools, how you can use the reporting tools to automate monitoring the seminar KPIs and making data-driven decisions to improve the conversion. So with this, Blake, if you can give us a bit of an introduction about you guys.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, Mustafa. And hello, everyone. I'm Blake Conant with Financial Seminar Services. My wife and I are the owners, and we've been doing financial seminar marketing for over 22 years now. Seminars are our passion. We've had the pleasure of working with thousands of advisors over the years. And what got me excited about this call is about finding unique ways to try and get new qualified prospects to your events. And, the most obvious one is just to increase your list criteria. But we want to give you a few additional ideas to consider adding in to pre-qualify those prospects. That's a common thing we hear. There's a lot of people in the seats, but they're not qualified. So hopefully adding in or layering in one of these two things can help you out. What people kind of use us for, what the unique thing a lot of people like about Financial Seminar Services is that we provide multiple list providers. And really, a lot of people go to a mail house and they use their list provider. But most list providers only cover 70 to 80% of the prospects in the zip code that meet the list criteria. By using multiple list providers, we're able to tap into the additional 20 to 30% of the new prospects in the same zip codes. So that's what advisors really love about us. They switch to us and see a jump in their numbers, just seeing new people in their prospects, so new people showing up at their seminars. So that's kind of the thing we're known for out there. I'd also like to thank Mustafa with LeadCenter. We've been working with him for, like he said, a couple of years, and we cannot be more impressed. He's so easy to work with, and anything that comes up, I mean, it's amazing how fast they get things done. He's an amazing guy, and we highly recommend using LeadCenter. We are direct integration partners with LeadCenter, so whenever you have a seminar reservation, it automatically shows up in LeadCenter. So that can save your staff time, no data entry or formatting spreadsheets. So we really do appreciate the partnership with LeadCenter. Today, I'm covering the first bullet on the agenda, how to drive qualified attendance. I came up with 4 ways I could think of to help you get more qualified prospects in the seats. Like I said earlier, the most obvious one is just to increase your list criteria, but there are other things that advisors are doing to help out. The first one is just adding it. It sounds so simple, but a lot of advisors, they put at the bottom of their mailer, this event is for those 55 and older and with at least $500,000 or more in assets. Some people see that, and if they don't have those in assets, they don't respond. So that is one way to do it. The second way to do that is actually put it in your digital ad or your Facebook advertising. And so you want to put that in the actual wording of the ad. And the reason for that, you're also going to pre-qualify them like you do on the mailer. But in addition to that, it's actually telling Facebook who to show the ad to. So Facebook uses AI, and when they scan the Facebook ad, it's going to see that, and so it's only going to try and find people that meet that criteria. And so we suggest putting that on your Facebook ads and on your seminar mailers to get you more qualified prospects. The second thing, this one sounds so simple, but pre-qualifying the prospects by custom questions. When you work with this, whenever you call the call center, you get 2 custom pre-qualifying questions to ask each caller. Well, one of the questions you can ask is, hey, do you have at least, whatever amount, $500,000 in investable assets? And people usually give an honest answer. And so you can just simply add that to the call center as one of your custom questions. So you can get the data that way. Another thing is if you just direct them to a landing page, you can just add it in the drop down. So you ask for the name, address, phone number, email, and then you also add a little line on the landing page. Do you have at least, $500,000 in assets? Yes or no. And so you can add it onto the landing page. In addition to that, you can just do it when you do the confirmation calls. We always suggest doing a live call 1 to 2 days before the event to remind them. And that's when you can ask them, hey, are you and everybody in your party at least 55 or older, and you have at least $500,000 in assets? So those are 3 different ways you can do it on the actual confirmation calls, the landing page, or the call center script. So that gives you another way to pre-qualify them, those 3 different ways. The next slide. With that, a common thing, people call up and they say, well, I just want to use IPA and ages. That's great, but the thing with IPA, it's income producing assets. It is a model number that was created by Claritas. And they come out and say this is only 70 to 80% accurate. So if you just use ages and IPA or income producing assets on your list, 20 to 30% of those prospects in the room are not going to be qualified. So we suggest layer in additional list selections to help qualify them. Like when you select income and homeowners, that's actually reportable data. That's usually closer to more 90% accurate. So yes, you're doing the IPA and the ages, but in addition to that, throw on the income, also put on homeowners or even the home value or net worth. And so that's going to just help narrow it down and help eliminate that 20 to 30% that are unqualified. That's going to help disqualify those and not have them show up. So that's another thing that's pretty accurate out there, so you can do. The last one for digital reservations, we have a few resources. One of them is Catchlight, which is available right on LeadCenter, so they make it super easy. I think they're a direct integration partner, so if you get any leads that come in, automatically you can look them up on Catchlight, which is unbelievable, all the data they provide. So that's one option. Other resources we use to look up digital reservation is fastpeoplesearch.com. That's fastpeoplesearch.com. You can look people up just by phone number, just by name, or by address. And so that's a quick way to cross-reference them. I always also like to look them up on LinkedIn if possible. Not everybody's there, but that is an option. And then also we enter the phone number into Google. The key to doing that is you always want to put the dashes in between the numbers. So you would do 281-443. If you just enter the number in with no dashes, you're going to get a lot less results, or actually sometimes no results. But if you put the dashes in there, a lot of times that's going to pull up information about the phone number and the person listed. So those are the different ways to look up in our office, the way we look up the digital reservations. And usually we can find most of the information on every reservation that comes in. We can usually find them using those different resources. So that's a great way to look them up and kind of cross-reference them before you confirm them, or just learn a little bit about them before the seminar. And so those are the few ideas I came up with, Mustafa, to help get more qualified prospects at the events. And I know you have a lot of different tools also to layer in there, a lot of them. The LeadCenter is unbelievable on everything they have to offer. So please.
Thank you so much. And if anybody has a question, you can put it in the Q&A, and we'll try to answer them at the end of the seminar or as a follow-up later on. So one of the things that we are really trying to help with in terms of managing your seminars, which is continue to be one of the main resource for or marketing channel for a lot of advisors to drive business from. And this is happening across the country. So we work with hundreds of advisors where seminars, webinars, it's not only seminars, webinars, educational event are an important way or one of the leading channels or sources in driving attendance. Part of managing the event, part of managing a seminar is that 2 things we wanted to achieve with LeadCenter. We wanted to automate as much as possible from the seminar registration experience or the seminar management experience. So you are able, your team is able to manage more seminars, more events without adding additional resources that add to your cost. And then the second thing we want to do is to improve the communication that you are doing with the attendees and surface that data about seminars, whether the advisor team, the scheduling team, or the business development team, to be able to make informed decision which advisor to engage or not. As well as the third thing is that we want to give the executive team in the firm the ability uh, to uh, to have the report kind of automated for the reports being automated for the entire event experience. How many events are we running? Not only the events and the attendance, but also what's its impact in terms of appointments? What's the impact of those events in terms of production? So LeadCenter created a complete event management software, or a system that's integrated within the platform that will automate those 10 items for you. First, you can manage all the events and seminars from within LeadCenter. It will automatically create landing pages and registration form in your website. And that is amazing. A lot of advisors I work with, they tell us, we don't publish the events in the website because it needs a lot of manpower. For each event, we need to create a landing page, we need to create a registration form, we need to capture those, send them confirmation emails, send them reminders, follow up with them. So we just depend on the mail houses. A lot of the advisor we work with, they automated that process. So whenever you add an event in LeadCenter or a seminar, it will automatically be published into your website. It will automatically add a registration form, and I'll show you all that experience. Another thing that we are adding soon, I think next week or the week after, is to automate sending the invitation email. So in your database or in your CRM, you have contact list, you can create segment, and whenever you create the event, you can set a schedule for sending those invitations to clients. I'll show you that. We also automate confirmation emails, reminders by email and SMS. We also automate sending follow-up emails. You can create 5 follow-up emails, 6 follow-up emails to be sent 1 day after, 5 days after, 10 days after. We automatically detect multiple attendees or people, all their event history. We'll show you that, as well as we automatically link the contact record to the attendee. So you are able to see this contact in the database, how many events that they attended before or they didn't attend, and things like that. From LeadCenter, you can automatically track the marketing spending. And this is very important because LeadCenter will automatically generate ROI reports for you, as well as show you the customer acquisition cost. And also show you that. We integrate with financial seminar services and other mail houses, as well as you can push the event registration to Redtail, Wealthbox, Salesforce, or Zapier to other CRM or management system. So this is this feature, the automatically send invitation email. Will be adding it to LeadCenter soon. So basically, when you create an event in LeadCenter, you will be able to select a contact segment and then create up to 3 emails to invite the clients or the segment on 3 schedules before the event, maybe 2 weeks before the event or the seminar, 1 week, and then 3 days before. You can select the send from email, as well as you can use LeadCenter email templating system to create those templates. And here's the great thing is that once you create those templates, once you create those contact segment, you no longer need to spend 2-3 hours creating an invitation email. By just publishing the event in LeadCenter, those emails will automatically go. And you can use those templates again and again with other events and seminars. So let me share, and this is when you publish an event to LeadCenter, the event will automatically be published into your website in the events list website. And that's not only for seminars, even for webinars, for client events, client-facing events, and things like that. Everything will be published automatically into the website. Once an event is published, each event will have its own event individual page. And in the event individual page, you can add an image, you can add an agenda, description, as well as an event registration form will be attached automatically to the event. If somebody fill up this form, This is will automatically create a lead in Lead Center, as well as it will create the lead not only for that contact, for all the guests he add. And the form is smart enough that if there are multiple, if there is like, if somebody add a spouse as a guest, so the software will create two contacts and link them together in a family. So you don't have to go manually to link those contacts together. So, and then you can use the software to automate the workflow experience for the event workflow. So working on advisors, they told us that when somebody register for an event, we send different kind of emails if they are registered, if they are waitlisted. And actually the software is smart enough to know like an event is over capacity, and then the software will send the waitlist email instead of the registered email. I'll show you that now. If somebody changed from the status for that person changed from registered to attended or no show or requested appointment, you can configure that event to send different email based on the client status. The software also can be configured to send, and actually this is the screen for that automate the workflow. I'll be showing it to you in a demo now, but then you can select templates for each attendance status, and those templates will be fired automatically or sent automatically to the contact if a contact stage or status change to that workflow stage in the event workflow. Of course, you can build templates, and you can those templates, you don't have to keep building templates. You can build one template and use it for all your events and seminars in that years. So that would save you time. Then you can set up reminder in the software. So if you see here, we automated sending invitation email, we automated publishing the event to the website, we automated the confirmation email sequence, and then we can also automate the reminders. And you can set up the software to send reminder to the contact 3 days before the event, 24 hours, 2 hours, and 15 minutes. And you can send the reminders by email as well by text if you have the text, if you have the cell phone or the mobile phone for the user. And then again, you can use templates with those, and there is a cool feature in the software is that if somebody like confirm in the reminders, you can put a link to confirm their attendance. If they click confirm, their status will change to confirmed automatically. If they cancel, their status will change to, if they click on the cancel their attendance, the status in the software will change to canceled by attendee. So you don't have to go and do that process manually. And again, templates can be used for that. The last part of the automation is that you can set up follow-up emails after the seminar. So you can set up a follow-up email saying that after the seminar, if the attendee is a no-show, then I want to send this template 1 day after the seminar, or 5 days, or 3 days. And you can set up multiple follow-up emails. So during the setup phase, you can create those follow-up emails. When you are creating an event, then you can select them, and those follow-ups will automatically be scheduled to the contact. One important thing is that inside the seminars, you can track marketing expenses, and this is quite key and important. So after the event or before, you can add how much money you spent in that event, and then this will get reflected in the executive reports, in the ROI reports, and in the other areas of the software. One important feature we have is the copy or duplicate the event. So what will happen, maybe it takes around 20 minutes to create the first event, but once you create that event, you don't have to reconfigure every single seminar after that. You can just duplicate this, change the event name, date, and time for the new event, change the invitation email schedule, and that's it. And then publish that event. So the event will automatically go to your website. The event will automatically send the invitation emails, will automatically send the confirmation emails and the reminder, and that's it. So literally it reduced the amount of time to create an event from 30 minutes to 2 minutes by just using the duplicate and copy function. There are other functions where you can download the attendees list, you can download a roster, you can generate a name tag. And one cool thing is that everything will automatically be pushed into your CRM if you connected Redtail, Wealthbox, or Zapier to push into other systems. One important thing is that the event will automatically show you the previous history. Let me actually switch here to the demo screen, and then I'll cover the other areas in the demo. So I'll stop sharing the screen and share the screen. So when you log in into LeadCenter, in the blue menu here, you can go to events, and that will show you, I'm in a demo account now, and that will show you all the events that's scheduled or you scheduled through the software. It will show you the name of the event, the type, the status, the date and time, and the total number of users registered. If you click here in the arrow, it will show you more important information. And again, the minute you publish the event or you publish the event in LeadCenter, it will automatically show on your website. How do we do this? We use iframe technology. So you create really, the only step you need to do during the setup is to create a landing page in your website called events. And then you insert the iframe code in that, you give it to the developer that works in your website, you insert it there, and then the event will automatically be added whenever it's published. If the event is in draft, it will not show up in the events page. So there is actually something called events public page. Actually, if I copy it here, let me copy the direct link and show it in an incognito window. So will show me that list like this. And actually you can configure it to show the images only. If you run events on different locations, will show that. And actually you can configure an event page for each location if that's what you prefer to do, and then for each event, whatever you add under the description, the image, and as well as the agenda will show up here. And will automatically add the registration form into the event. So, and then if I go here, for example, for one event and show you the edit screen. So whenever you are creating an event, you just add it like this. You can select an office location. Very important, select the source campaign. You can make this event a private event. So if you make it a private event, it will not be published into the events list in your website, but there will be a link for that event, and that link you can use to invite people privately to this event. Okay, and then you can select the time. Capacity is an important area. So if you say this event has a capacity of 50 people, what will happen if attendee number 51 or registration number 51 will receive the waitlist email, not the registration email. So you can use the capacity field here to be able to control what the contact will receive. You can track your mail house to be able, for tracking purposes, to track the performance per mail house. You can here add the number of invitations sent, the description, and the agenda. That's what will show in the event page. The second screen here is the public links, whether it's each event will have its own iframe, because sometimes you want to create a whole landing page for just one event, so you can use the iframe for that event itself. Okay, and then the registration form come with basic questions like name, email, phone number. Using attendee questions here, you can add additional questions. Similar to what Blake was saying, is that maybe you want to ask them about what's your estimated net worth, what's your age, and things like that. You can add those questions here, and that system is quite advanced, where you can add check boxes, drop-down boxes, date and time pickers, and other kind of fields. Okay. Then there is the email confirmation workflow. So here, during the setup, and that's something that we can help you with. When you create an account in LeadCenter, it comes in with templates, but then you can go to the email template builder in LeadCenter, build those templates. You don't have to do them for each event. You do them once, and then you can use them for all the events. And here, if you click here, you can see the email, that will be sent to the client. And the entire workflow here, if you click on this diagram, it shows you the best practice for this, and what this screen here is automating. So it's automating the entire workflow for an event, the entire event workflow for somebody attending the event. Reminders can be set up here as I showed, and then the follow-up email can be created from here, where I can add a follow-up. I can say if an attendee is no show and the event is completed 5 days after or 2 days after the event, I want to send a certain email template. Okay. And Then also one thing you can do is to track speakers as well as to track the cost for the event. So this is how you set up an event. Again, once you set up all of that, you don't need to keep doing it. The only thing you need to do is to come here and use the duplicate or copy, and that will create a copy of the event. So, and once you create that copy, just change the date and time, and maybe change the schedule for the invite emails, and that's it. And just click save. The event is automatically updated. One important thing about the integration with financial seminar services. When FSS start pushing attendees to LeadCenter, and just to show you how this can be integrated, you can go to the settings, and under integration, events marketing, just you need to create an access token, send it to financial seminar services team, and then they will complete the integration from their end. So what will happen is that once they create an event and start pushing attendees, the software will try to match the attendees to an event based on the event name, event date and time, and things like that. If you forgot to create the event in LeadCenter, the software will automatically create the event for you. So if financial seminar services is pushing an attendee for an event that doesn't exist, that event will automatically be created on the platform for you. So, and then once the event is here, let's say you want to see the list of attendees, I can click here on registered, and that will give me the list of the attendees in the event. The cool thing about it here, I can see all the previous events that the user attended. So if I click here, that will show me all the previous attendance events that he attended. If I open the contact details page, will be reflected on the events here. Under events, you can see all the previous events that he attended or he is scheduled to attend in the future. Okay. And actually, one cool thing is that will all show up in the sales pipeline. So if you have any people registered to attend an event, and when you go under peak here and just hover over this button, you will see the event that they have registered for as well as their attendance status. Okay, so makes it easier for your whether advisors, business development team, or scheduling team to be able to know where those attendance came from and which event that they attended to decide the next call of action for them. If I go back to the events list, and so we covered if an attendee has guests in the event, they will show up in this list, as well as if you click on the drop down here, if there are a guest list with this attendee, that guest list will show up here. So so this is everything at high level about managing events from LeadCenter and the automation that you can do from within LeadCenter. The other thing is that once you start using the event module, that will automatically populate the reports. And I'll show you a couple of reports only. If I go here if I'll go back to events and I go to action, I'll show you the events performance report as well as the event report. So the event report will show you in a certain period of time. Let me select last year. So this report will automate for you the event KPI, where it shows you how many events you created last year, how many people registered in it, what's the total spending on events, and then what's the workflow of all those events. How many people attended, how many canceled, what's their no-show, how many requested appointment, how many scheduled appointment. This entire section here comes from the events database or the events tables, but also we map this with the appointments, with the calendar system, as well as with the production system. So once you like in this period of time, the software will automatically show you that 23 first appointments were created, 37 of those became clients from those event attendees, 21 first appointments were kept, and the total amount issued. Of course, this is not real data, as we're just showing you like a demo data. And then if you scroll down in the report, it will show you the number of events, the event types in a timeline. So it provides you out of the box visualization. So you don't have to take this event to an Excel sheet or the event list in an Excel sheet, or you don't need to manage it in an Excel sheet outside or a Google sheet. Also, in each report in Lead Center, there will be the list of data that's feeding into the sections above. And then, for example, if I want to export this list, I can click on the three dots here and click export, and that will export the event list for me. One important thing in any Lead Center report is that you can filter by different data fields. For example, if I want to focus only on retirement workshop, the entire report will be filtered for retirement workshop. The other area of reporting or the second report is event performance report. So the event performance report, let me look at last year data. And this is really critical. And actually, the event performance report, a few advisors asked us to build it. And what happened with them, they didn't have access to this data except once a year. And they had to pay somebody to prepare it for them because it's a lot of data correlation from the event data, from the appointments, from the production data, from the marketing spend, to be able to make sense of the impact of events on the business. So with Lead Center, this entire report is now automated and kind of real time. You don't have to wait 6 months or till the end of the year to see the impact of events. Not only that, it's dynamically updated, meaning before preparing this, like if you, at the end of the year, if you have prepared this report and it told you that you converted 37 clients from those events, but what about after 6 months if 5 additional clients converted from events that they attended last year? Then you have to redo this report, which is not practical. The cool thing about this report, it's dynamic. So if like those events happened in 2024, if more clients that came from events keep converting, keep producing, if you are producing more appointments, if you are having more clients, more production, all of that will automatically be reflected in this report. And this is really the key reports to measure the performance of the event and the conversion. So in the report, it shows you how many events in that period, the amount of money spent, invitations sent, how many total people attended. Then in connection with the appointment or the calendar system, it shows you how many appointments are set. First appointment is set, how many first appointment is kept, how many converted to client, and what's the event customer acquisition cost. So this is telling me that each client cost me around $750 to acquire through seminars and events. And then the table here will show you the actual production. If an account is created in Lead Center for one of the contacts that came from this seminar or event, this will automatically be reflected here. If you sell only AUM, it will show AUM. If you sell insurance and AUM, it will show you both. And then it will show you the estimated revenue and the average case size. Of course, this is a demo data, so it may not be 100% accurate. One important area here is the seminar ROI. That will show you will show you the seminar ROI in 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. And this will automatically calculate AUM over that period of time. If you sell insurance, it will calculate insurance only for 1 year. The reason we display this, a lot of time when you run seminars, the ROI may not be realized in 1 year revenue. It may take 2 years or 3 years or 5 years to realize it. So it shows you how much is the ROI, the return on investment in this event. And this is basically showing me I spent $27,000. Within 1 year, I was able to recover, to get 4 times whatever I spent on this seminar. Of course, this report can be filtered. For example, if you want to say, I want to focus only on the ROI and the entire matrices or KPI for retirement workshop, the entire report will be updated around this area. And then, for example, if you want to see events by subject, which subject is generating the matrices for that subject only. If you scroll down in the report, it will show you 10 or 12 additional dimensions by month, by week, by day of week, by subject, and some other dimensions below. What those tables will show you is if somebody asks the question, which month of the year is the best to run events? So what this will show you is in that month, how many events that we ran, how much we spent, the invitation sent, and then it will start showing you conversions, attendance, how many requested appointments, how many of those appointments are kept, how many of those became clients, what's the production, what's the AUM, what's the ROI for that month. So this is would help you in terms of making decision. What's the best performing one month? What's best performance day of the week? What's the best performing subject? Best performing venue? Start time. This is very important. And I get asked this a lot. Like advisors, they ask, what's the best time to run an event? Is it during the day? Is it in the afternoon? At least when you are running marketing experiments, you will be able to tell and see what's the impact of that hour or that time. By organizers, if you have different speakers that they organize events. By mail houses, if you are using different mail houses. And actually you have advisors, like credit to Blake, is that they use this report to make the decision to go all in with financial seminar services, because they saw much better conversion from financial seminar services in terms of the event. And this is true, by the way. It's like, I'm not making it up. And I think some people in the attendance is from that company. And then by event type, by venue and start date. So there are other reports that the event module will impact, like the executive report, like the sales report. But this is at high level. The idea is that to be able to automate as much as possible of the event management process. And let me share the other screen. Yeah, to automate as much as you can from the event management process. Actually, we did a quick calculation in terms of the automation that you can do with LeadCenter. If you are running only 12 events a year, uh, your firm can save, and you really use LeadCenter well in terms of publishing event in your website, automating the event communication experience, the reminders, the follow-up, the reports. A firm were running only 12 events a year can save up to 1,200 hours, which is equivalent to around $70,000 annually in event management costs. So basically, and what we see larger advisors do, is that with one event manager or one event coordinator, they are able to manage 2 or 3 or 4 times the event capacity without adding additional resources. So this is one important area. If it's only for the saving in terms of the event management cost, this is a huge one will be for you, as well as the impact on conversion, whether it's in the sales pipeline, being able to see all the data related to that attendee. Yep, with this is really everything we tried to share with you in this seminar. If you have any questions, please feel free to post it in the Q&A section. We'll try to address as much as we can, and then you can also send it to us in a follow-up and in follow-up emails to support@LeadCenter.AI, and we'll help answer those. Okay, so there is a question about the pricing. For the pricing, maybe Blake, can you take care of this from financial seminar perspective?
Oh, absolutely. As far as the seminar mailings go, with us, this depends on the mailer and, of course, the quantity you mail. But we have some all-inclusive prices. I mean, it goes anywhere from 55 cents all the way up to 75 cents, depending on if you want a postcard or a 8-page manual. So it really just depends on the mailer and the quantity. And reach out to us via email, and we'll be able to provide that for you. And then the reservation platform. And that pricing, a lot of times we include it, and that will include the link to LeadCenter. And we'd have to just access that token the first time, that one time, and then automatically all your reservation data, as soon as it comes in, it'll be sent over to LeadCenter. And then you'd have access to all the tools you just went over. And believe me, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good tools.
Thank you. Yeah, for LeadCenter, the pricing is available at LeadCenter.ai/pricing. And basically, there is a professional plan, which is per user. You can add one user, you can add 2 users. And will be it's average around $69 per user per month. But then there are add-on components like email marketing, text messaging capability, but those are very minimal,
Great.
that you can add them, and you can add them per account. This is not per user. So it may vary between for a single user account, it may vary between $69 per month up to like a couple of $100 per month. That depends if you will do email marketing from within LeadCenter or not.
That's an amazing price. If you look at all the data you're going to gain on all your seminars, it's just not taking your seminar data. It's also he takes that and he breaks all the data down for you so you can see it in a visual and it's in real time. And that alone can easily pay for that in 1 year.
If not
Just one
faster, yeah.
decision you can make from that data. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a good price.
Yeah, it's like Lead Center. We are trying to achieve two things: save money from automation, and it's true automation around the business processes that a financial advisor have or do, whether it's marketing, sales, engagement, and other areas, as well as the improvement in conversion. Because one thing that is very important, that all those attendees will show up on the pipeline, the sales pipeline, and the sales pipeline objective is to help you get access to the data quickly about those leads, as well as engage those leads quickly. And actually, we'll be doing another webinar about best practices for sales pipeline management for advisors, whether you have a scheduling team or you as an advisor managing your own pipeline, which is the idea is to increase the volume of engagement that you are doing with the client and speed it up. Okay. Is there any other questions?
Nope.
So you can type it. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you all for attending this webinar. We will be sharing the link to it in a week time. So if you want to share this with other colleagues in your company, you are more than welcome to do so. Thank you
Oh,
all. Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you, Blake. Thanks.